Hi, are you looking for a fun and interesting way to trick people into not really being sure what time signature your song is in? Of course, who isn't? Well, check this out. Let's say each of these blue wire nuts equals one time unit. You can call them blibos or femtoseconds, but I'm going to call them beats because that's what they're called in music. So each one of these is equivalent to 1 beat. Each one of these orange ones is equivalent to 2 beats, and each of the red ones is equivalent to 3 beats. It's similar to how this 1 US dime is equivalent to 2 nickels, or how this 1 paper bill is equivalent to these 3 paper bills. It's the same concept of subdividing one big thing into several smaller ones, or grouping several small things into one bigger thing. Now let's create a time signature here and start filling in these bars with beats. Okay, I'm going to say that each bar must contain 3 blue wire nuts, or beats, or their equivalent. So I'll put 3 of these here, and another 3 in this bar. Let's hear what this sounds like. Okay, that's perfectly valid, and millions of songs have been written that have this feel to them, from classical waltzes to folk melodies to modern pop, rock, and even metal songs. But what if we want to make things more interesting and start using some of these orange guys instead? Let's replace these first 2 blue things with an orange thing. That's perfectly valid, right? Each bar still contains the equivalent of 3 beats because this big one is worth the same as 2 little ones. So let's hear what this sounds like. Okay, no problem there. Now let's replace these 2 with one of these. Still valid, right? Each bar still contains the equivalent of 3 beats. Let's hear what this sounds like. Okay, no problem there either. But what if I want to replace these 2 blue guys with an orange guy? Well, now we're going to run into a problem because as soon as I put this orange guy into the first bar, we'll be breaking the rules. We now have 4 beats in this bar, even though the rules say we can only have 3. So how do we solve this problem? Well, what if we put this blue guy back, but then somehow tie these 2 together? I'm going to use this little twisty tie bridge to indicate that these 2 notes should be tied together. In other words, when I play this note here, I'm going to hold it over the duration of both of these and not play it again here. So it's going to sound exactly the same as one of these, but now I'm legally playing by the rules again. See? Each bar only contains the equivalent of 3 beats, but I'm going to tie these 2 together. I'm going to hold this note for the duration of both of them. Now let's hear what this sounds like. Oh, interesting. This has a different feel from the other versions, doesn't it? Listen to this. See how this one feels more like it's driving home a point or pushing forward? This is a fantastic tool to help you do these things in your songs and connect the lyrics and meaning to the actual music. We can also compress these 2 bars into one and use a 6-beat time signature instead of 3. Sometimes that makes it easier to see the subdivisions. I'll put these 6 beats together in 1 bar, or I could put 2 of these red things in here, which are also equivalent to 6 beats, or I could put 3 of the orange guys, which are also equal to 6 beats. See? Anytime you have a rhythmic alteration in which 6 equal beats can be heard as 2 groups of 3, or 3 groups of 2, we call this hemiola, or hemiola in some places. It's from the Greek words hemi and holos, meaning half and whole, referring to the 1.5 to 1, or 3 to 2 ratio. Besides just adding drive and direction to a piece of music, it's also sometimes used as the main rhythmic style of a song, like in the Mexican folk music called huapango, which is really fun to say. Huapango. The most famous of these is probably America from West Side Story, which was written in a huapango style, even though the characters are Puerto Rican, not Mexican. But who cares? They're all the same anyway, right? I like to be in America, okay by me in America, everything free in America, for a small fee in America. So that's what hemiola is, and now you know how to use it to give your own music more direction or drive. Or you could write your own hemiola-inspired huapango. If you do, link it in the comments. I definitely want to hear that. If you have any suggestions for future videos, you can leave that in the comments too, or send me an email. The address is in the description. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one. Bye. Wapango.